Oh god, why is everything sideways? How's it going, friendos? Here, let's turn this way. How is this for you guys? Is this like decent enough? Can y'all see this? How's it going, Disturbed, Orange Cream Fanta, and A Buzz? Welcome aboard, A Buzz. Yes, we can see this. Okay, cool. I don't know how many people we got, because like Twitch does this thing, and like it's been doing this thing where for like the first 5 minutes of the stream, it just won't tell me anything. Like it doesn't even start the timer to like tell me how long the stream has been up. So like I don't know how many people are in here. I don't know how long the stream has been up. I know nothing for like the first 5 minutes. Let's see. I want to pull up. I saved the report. I want to pull that up as like a PNG for you guys. We can just like toss that on the screen. How's everybody's night going? Tournament report. Tournament report. Image. Oh, what? Ah, Jesus, that's huge. Why is that so big? I don't like it. 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 All right, let's put this like. How about like right over here? The phone battery. Shut up, Orange Cream Fanta. You can't see anything about my phone battery. See what phone battery? My phone battery is at 100%. What you mean? Okay. Do we have people? Are there people here? Oh, hold on. Let me go shut my door. So I don't bug my whole family with this stinky deck profile dog shit. Ooh, and then we get to listen to the squeaky ass chair too. I love it. Alright guys. I'm just gonna assume that we got the squad together, so we're just gonna hop into it. Let's go upside down mode. We're gonna start off with our hand traps. So we played 3 Droll, 3 Ash in the main deck. This was, the Drolls were at one point, they were Phantasmes. And I wasn't playing Ash Blossom until like the end of like last night. So like I wasn't gonna play hand traps. I was gonna play just Phantasmes, and I was gonna main deck like back row hate, like MST in the main deck. Because I was really expecting like just a lot of like scrubs and like Shaddoll. So I wanted something to deal with Schism and like awkward floodgates, like there can only be one. It was like, I think I had the right intuition, because like if you look at like what I played against, we played against a lot of like weird decks. Like we did not play against standard meta until like the back half of the tournament. But the Drolls did win. We played against the first Dragon Link opponent in round 6. They opened the... There's a train. They opened the train. Choo-choo. Hold on, I think it's got one. Yep, there it is. Hold on, one more. It gets one... I think it's good now. Can you tell I've lived here my whole life? So what was I saying? The Dragon Link player that I played against in round 6, every time, like every hand, like all 3 games, he had the most cracked hand. Like he had Safer, Chaos Space, Noctovision, World Legacy Guard Dragon every game. So Droll and Lockbird just fucked him up like immediately. Like I just drolled him game 1 and he just passed on Sphere, nothing else, and like 2 cards in hand. So I was able to, like, I lost the dice roll and I was able to flip the dice roll around because I was main decking Droll. That was the only time I drolled somebody game 1. And I drolled them in game 2, but I lost game 2. Those were the only 2 times I drolled anybody the whole tournament. So I don't know if it was worth playing this card, but like it came up, so we take those. Also, 807060504. Thank you for the follow? I don't know if you're real, but thank you anyway. If you are real, welcome aboard. If you're a bot, neat. Thank you for interrupting me. And then the Ash Blossoms, Ash was like, eh. I like basically never drew this. And I drew it once in round 8. So round 8 was the only time I saw this card like game 1, and it didn't matter because sounds good, so I'll tune in. Oh, you are real. Sick. Neat. I drew this going first. Like I drew 2 of it going first game 1, round 8. My hand just sucked, so like it didn't matter. So that's all I have to say about the hand traps. Then we obviously play 3 Seifert. Some people play 2 of this. Like, don't play 2 of this. Play 3 of this. Like, it's the best normal summon in the deck, obviously. But also, you want to mill it off of Chaotic Magical. And a lot of times, the way I would, like, start my opening play, because, like, if you open Chaos Space plus Quick Launch, you can... What you can do is, without using your normal summon, you can get to a board state of spheres plus one of the names. You put back the... like you put back either white or black, whichever you had, and you chain the quick launch to the chaos space target, and then you summon your tracer, shuffle your deck, and then you put your card at the bottom and you draw a card, and then you can make Pepega Ruler and mill 5, chain block the Pepega Ruler, and add the dead baby, and then if you play 3 safer, you have like an insane chance to like hit one of these 3 like without using your normal summon. And so like if you hit it, you haven't used your normal summon, so now you have the normal summon Seifert in your hand. You just normal summon Seifert at that point, and then you can sack the baby that you can't use out of your hand, and then you just get your tracer. So like you just get everything you need just by opening Chaos Space Quick Launch, and like so you want like the highest odds to mill this card off Pepega. So I then played the 2 Abso Router. I just want to test this out because that Deadly's been doing it recently. I think the main deck's very similar to Deadly's. Baby, Exelon has raided us. Ah, Gage, how are you, friend? We lost on the top 8 bubble again. Welcome aboard. We're just going through the deck profile right now and just talking about the day. Yes, jerk those hands around like you're a pro gamer. Absolutely, I'll shuffle my cards like a true duelist. But anyway, we played 2 Abso Router. This card was cool. We bricked on it quite a bit. Can we see how nice my hand shuffle is? Sure. We can do this. Just y'all like that? Is this ASMR for you guys? Yeah, I'll move it closer to the microphone. You like that? I bet you like that, Orange Cream Fanta. Also, Tyler... Hold on, how do I pronounce this? Tyler Yami MC. Welcome aboard, friend. Yami? Okay, we'll go with Yami. Hello, Yami. Let's hear those sleeves cry. So these are actually original Ultra Pros, like from like 2014. I didn't actually have any fresh sleeves at all. Ah, Gage gave out 2 tier 1 community gift subs. Thank you, Gage. That's so sweet of you. I've lost my train of thought. And Tyler has followed us. Thank you, Tyler, for the follow. Again, Trish, another bubble. Goddammit. I'm sorry. We got sacked in the last round. It happens. And then that is the noise from Tyler following. Thank you for the follow, friend. How many chambers do we play? We'll get to it in a minute, Korag. But so these are like old Ultra Pros. Like I did not have any like good sleeves to play with, and so I was just in my basement looking for sleeves, and I found a stack of like 45 or like 40 to 60 like black Ultra Pros from like 2014, like the ones that are like that have like the sticker on them and everything. And I shit you not, these Ultra Pros are blessed. because like every single one of my hands, except for the hands where we bricked on the Absolratters, which happened several times, Jabaro can attest to that because Jabaro spectated us for a few games, and there were a few times that we just opened our hand and just passed. That happened a couple times. But like every other hand was like Safer, Chaos Space, World Legacy, Guard Dragon, like everything, like every single goddamn time. So like these sleeves are blessed. I'm just, apparently we're just always using old Ultra Pros now. Fucking boomer ass sleeves. Hey, they work, Twiz. They work. So the two routers were okay. The theory on it is that you want to play 2 just because like you want a higher chance to mill it off Pepega. Sometimes you can just summon it if you have just like a rocket. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I'd probably play it again. It was better than just drawing Tracer, but there were a few times during the tournament where I was like, damn, I just full combo right now. If I had, where's the team mat? I don't know. I just took this mat because I had it. Like, I'm not gonna go look for a mat. But there's a couple times where I wish this was Tracer in my hand, but for the most part, like, it was fine at 2. And so moving on from that, we then played 2 Tracer, 2 Synchron, 1 Recharger. So we cut the Tracer down to 2 from 3 so that we could play the second Absol Basically just the thought being like you wanted more discard fodders, and then the extra Absol just replaces the extra Tracer. I never missed the 3rd Tracer, so I think that's good enough reason to just say like, yeah, I mean like we can just keep playing the Absol right? Like we never missed it. Like this ratio seemed fine. I don't think I'd cut it any lower than this, but this was good. It worked. We played white, black, and then for Korag we played the 1 chamber and then the 1 black metal. So these are obvious. I don't need to talk about these. The 1 chamber, so chamber you really only ever go for like you just get it off of Tracer or off of LP. I mean, like so you don't really need 2 of it. And so the reason we play 1 not only for that is also in the siding pattern. When you go second, a lot of the times you're looking to side out 3 to 6 cards. And it is easier if you play 1 chamber. When you go second, you can side out 1 chamber, 2 tidying as a 3-card side out. Yeah, Sebastian also played 2 Tracer, 2 Synchron, 2 Absol. I noticed that he had been doing that and it was working really well for him, so I wanted to try it this weekend, and so that's just what I was doing. I was just testing his ratios. But I really like just playing the 1 chamber. It made the siding pattern a lot easier. And then the cool thing is like, since you don't have to like awkwardly try to side out 4 cards, you then just have the 1 extra space where you're now just playing another 1 card starter. So that's why we played the 1. And then obviously you play the red MD for when you get Nibiru. Also, because we're playing black metal now, you just search it off that. Then we obviously just have the Brotar, Levy, and Nocto. The only one I really want to talk about is Nocto. So it looks like not only Sebastian plays 1 chamber, but you too. Yeah, she's just not necessary at 3 because like it makes the siding pattern awkward, and like then you're just playing too many normal summons is basically just the thing. I really wanted to play 3 Noctovision. Like this is the card I wanted to talk about. Like my original list did not play the hand traps, and instead I was playing 3 Noctovision and just 3 Phantasmes and then like 2 MSTs instead. Like and the game plan was going to be that you just Phantasme your opponent and you dig for something like MST so that you don't lose to Schism, and then you just going second, you just always have Noctovision, so like you just push through everything. That was like the thought process. And Corey and Jib talked me out of doing that at the last second last night. And I think that was probably better because the Droll did beat a Dragon Link for us. And the Noctovision, like, it did its job, but like I never really needed it. So yeah. And if Noctovision had been any of these slots at any point during the tournament, it wouldn't have, like, it probably would have been worse. Because the only time that I like had like a bad hand where I had an Ash Blossom. I actually just had the one of Noctivision anyway, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. How often did Nocto Graveyard Effect come up? Never. That literally never came up, which was unfortunate. Then we main deck 3 Dark Ruler. I don't know if I need to talk about main deck Dark Ruler. Like, some people think this is weird. Like, somebody thought that I was weird for playing Dark Ruler in the main. But this is pretty standard. I mean, like, you use it, you just break the mirror match board with this, and then you also can just use it to, like, to negate Winda if that ever happens, and also against just like weird decks. But Dark Ruler didn't really do a lot for me. I activated it one time the whole day, and that was against the Dragon Link player round 6. I honestly just did it because it was just a blowout. Like, all he had was spheres, so, and I think my hand lost to just like spheres single bounce, like if he did it on my normal summon. I didn't want to take the risk, so I was just like, whatever, Dark Ruler, and I just won. He just scooped immediately. So then we had 3 Chaos Space, which is 3 World Legacy, 3 Quick Launch. I mean, the rest of the deck is pretty self-explanatory. 1 Ravine, 1 Boot Sector, and then the 2 Tidings. I don't think I need to talk about any of these. They're good cards. Like, they're all just very standard. Secret Rare Dark Ruler negates your opponent responses stronger than Super Pie. Wait, does Dark Ruler come in another rarity other than Secret? Ultra over Prismatics? Wait, World Legacy has multiple printings? See, I don't know this shit, guys. I've had this deck for like years. Like, I've literally had I've like pretty much played Summon LP Pisty deck in every format since LP came out. So like, I didn't know that Boot Sector launch had a hollow printing until somebody saw I was playing a common and they just gave me an ultra. Like, I didn't even know that it got in a reprint. So like, I don't know what the rarities are like in this deck. Oh, it got a rarity bump in the Megatons? Okay. Alright, let's talk about the extra deck. I'm gonna put this card here because like everything in the extra deck is pretty self-explanatory except for this fucking card. So I played this simply because I mean, it's a Konami event, so you don't want to lose to time. Like, and there's 14 cards in the extra deck that like you can't take out over Hot Red. Oh no, we played Hot Red. So there's 14 cards in the extra deck that are just always there. You're just always playing 14 cards, and then you have one slot, and that slot is usually either Apollo or Beat Cop or this. And this comes up only realistically for time in the round. I never summoned this card. That's not true. I summoned it once, but it wasn't for time in the round, which is funny. So this card was just an insurance policy for time, but like that was never an issue for me. I only won one match to time, and I think that was against the Invoked player. But it was just like, it was one of those game states where he had like literally 2 cards in his hand, nothing else. Like, he just had his top deck, and I missed lethal by like 1,000, but my board was Savage, Hot Red, Spheres, something else. Like, I like basically had killed him. I had more negates than he had cards, and he just had like 1,000 life points. And then when I passed my turn, it just like, in his draw phase, they just called time, and I'm like, oh, cool. So I just win. The one time Scarlight came up was against the Generator player. So the Generator match was like weird. So this was round 2. I go normal summon Safer to start my turn against this player. And they just dimension shifter me. Like, fucking hell. So I just went Striker, and then Striker summoned Synchron, and I made Spheres, and I passed. And so then they just like activated the spell that gets that like they reveal a generator and then they search 2. So they got that. They got Boss Fight in the field spell. They activated the field spell. I bounced it in the end phase, and I got a Seifert. I don't know if that was a misplay. I don't think it was, but maybe it was. I got safer back to my field, and then they went to end phase, or like they passed turn. They boss fight, give me a draw, so like they trigger their own field spell again with the trap card, and then they activate another one, and then they attempt to activate its effect, special summon. I Ash Blossom them, and they called by me. I'm like, well, that's bullshit. So at this point, they have one card set and either one card in hand or nothing in hand. I don't quite remember. But it was like a very fair game state. So like I baited out the Har really quickly, and then after I baited, or no, the plan wasn't. I didn't bait the Har. The plan is that I was gonna bait Har by summoning Scarlight. So I had the safer, and I just normal summoned a Tracer, synchroed for Scarlight because I was going to use Scarlight to destroy all of his tokens plus his Har. Obviously, he has to negate that. But I had an extender in my hand. I had the Wyver Burster. So the game plan was, because I already had Recharger in my hand. I just opened Recharger. Or maybe I drew into it off of boss fight. The game plan was going to be, I was going to special summon the white after summoning this, go into Striker, reborn this, and then use it to bomb his field, and then swing in and hit him. Because that would have been, after he tributed 2 to negate it the first time, that would have been 1,500 plus 3,000 plus however much like extra burst damage I did with like the extra dragon. So I think it would have been lethal, and he would have just died. Except he Solemn Strike the summon of the Scarlight, so I didn't have that as an option. Like, I couldn't bring this back because it got striked. So that was the only time that this card was relevant at all, and it just ended up not being relevant because he had called by Strike. So, yeah, this card wasn't necessary, but the other 2 cards, like the Apollo or the Beat Cop, they wouldn't have come up either. Because, you know, like, when I do the combo, like, I almost never get put in a situation where, like, I'm able or want to summon the Apollo. Usually I'm dark locked by the time I get the LP Piston field, and it's really only just insane hands where you're not. And then Beat Cop, Beat Cop like never comes up. Like, the only times I've ever seen Beat Cop come up is your only play is like quick launch for Tracer, and then like you do something and they punishment you, and the only play you have is Tracer, target yourself, pop yourself for like Synchron, and then you have to play. Yep. Hi.
You told me you're doing a homework stream.
Yeah, I told you. We're doing deck profile, then we're doing homework. Princess Mononoke is after this.
You forgot to mention your deck profile.
Oh. Well. Anyway, hi Brenda.
No, the important part that would have been.
Hi Brenda. You need something?
No, I was just coming in to say hi, and then I saw
And
something
chastise
disappointing.
Me. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, back to the deck profile. Then we played the other 3 good synchros, the Pepega, the Savage, and the Hot Red. For people that missed it the first time, this card was insane for me. Like, I was summoning this card, like, before I summoned Spheres pretty much every game. Ruin, start over. Start over the entire deck profile. 25 minutes. Alright, let's go.
This all day?
Yeah, I always do.
Aww.
So, like, one of the most common plays that I would do, especially because I open this hand, like, quite frequently, is, if you go Chaos Space plus Quick Launch, you can just go Chaos Space and, like, we're just gonna play along, right? Like, you get your white and your black. One of them's over here. You have white and black, and so what you do is you go activate Chaos Space, target whichever one you have banished, and you chain Quick Launch. And hold on, you have Striker Dragon over here. You chain the Quick Launch to the target, and you summon your Rocket Tracer. You then put this to the bottom, you draw a blank card, right? Then you synchro these 2. For Pepega, you chain block for the Pepega so that it's going to resolve. They can't ash you there. and then you get this to your hand, and you mill 5, and then you have a really good chance, if you don't already have it, to find the Seifert, and then you have a normal summon. So you get your Seifert, and then you can distribute the black out of your hand, and then you get Tracer, like, for the boot sector. So, like, it's just a really, really good way to just start your turn, and, like, this is then Spheres, and then you just have everything. Like, it's just a really good way to start your turn. That it's just like it's probably the best opening in the deck. So Pepega was really good. Definitely play Pepega. No further comments on the synchros. And then since I already have it out, we're going to Striker Dragon. Obviously, you play 3 Striker Dragon, and you play LP Pisty for the Link 1s. For the Link 2s, obviously you play 2 Sphere because you just do that. Then you play the 4 other Link monsters in the game. The only one that, like, people ever debate on is, like, Hulk. Hulk is just solid. Like, it comes up sometimes. I think I OTK'd a couple people just because, like, there's, whenever you have World Legacy Guard Dragon, plus any, like, tuner, like Tracer or Synchron or whatever, you have a really easy way to go for lethal, like, if you don't think your opponent has anything, which is just Hulk, summon the Synchron, make LP, move it, and then that's just full combo. So I did that a couple times, but so not max rarity deck profile. I'm sorry. You can contribute to the max rarity deck profile by donating bits, subs, dirt. I don't fucking know. Mail me dirt. It'll be funny. How is Quad Boral going second? Actually, it's a good thing you asked, because there was, for like the first time, like, this like never happens, because I usually when I summon Quad Boral, like, this card, at least when I play it, is like very specific most of the time, in that I have been Nibiru'd. Like, I was going for combo, I got Nibiru'd, my Sphere triggers, I summon Red MD, I bring back a Rocket, and I go into Quad Boral, pop myself, and make Savage. Like, that's 9 times out of 10 how I play this card. However, when I was playing against the Invoked player, round 6, we were close to time, so he ended on Mechaba plus Secure Gardna to block damage. So I had this really interesting line of play where I had to do this really, like, awkward thing where I, like, I had Romulus plus Hot Red on the field. I don't remember how I ended up in this board state. I got Imperial ordered, I think. Oh, this might not have been against the... I might be getting my games confused. I don't remember. The quad against the Invoke player, I know that I summoned the Quad Boral, I pitched a card and I popped a Secure Gardna, and I summoned back a Synchron from my graveyard so that I could synchro into Hot Red or Savage. I either made Hot Red with a Pepega, or I made Savage with Synchron and Abserator. I'm not really sure. I'm getting my games confused, but it came up going second 1 time today, so it was neat. But 9 times out of 10, this card is just your recovery play for Nibiru. Let's see. Then for the side deck was really standard. We played 3 Nibirus, the 3 Phantasmes. This was the worst card for me. Like, Phantasme never came up. I literally never used this card once. Like, this is the most cuttable card in the extra deck. But I mean, it's just in here because, like, against the mirror match, it's very advantageous. Part of me wishes it was Lancia, but only because I was joking with Corey the night before, and I was saying, I'm going to lose to Tri-Brigade because I don't have Lancia in my side. It's gonna happen. He's like, no, it's not. That deck's not real. And then round 8, I lost to Tri-Brigade because I didn't have Lancia, so let's see. Then we played 3 MST, 3 Twin Twister. MST is marginally better than Cosmic Cyclone, simply because of the fact that people are going to side Lancia against you. Like, theoretically, like, there are always going to be people that side Lancia against Dragon Link, because Lancia is solid against Dragon Link. It's not, like, the best, but, like, it happens. So you don't want to play Cosmic in decks where, like, they're going to side Lancia against you. So I just played MST instead, because the only things you really care about is Schism. Schism, Pandemonium, there can only be one, and, like, at that point, like, Cosmic doesn't really mean anything. Also, you don't have to pay 1,000 life points, which is neat. What do you think? One Spheres, someone made a good point to me, a local saying you should win by the time you need a second. That is just not true. Because a lot of the time, like, this format's really, like, kind of slow and grindy. So, like, in the mirror match, like, between two good players in the mirror match is not going to go quickly. So, like, you will summon Spheres twice in the mirror. That happens quite frequently. And, like, sometimes too, depending on how good your hand is, sometimes this first Spheres just, like, lets you play through Nib, and then you can still end on a second Spheres. Like, Spheres is just such a strong card that, like, I wouldn't cut it from 2 at this point. It's not like before where, like, Dragon Link just automatically won the duel game 1 no matter what. Like, that's just not how the deck is anymore. Like, you usually have to, like, play. Like, your opponent can play through your field a lot of the time. Mike lost to a Twizzle. Shut up, Twiz. That didn't happen. But, like, I would 100% play 2 Spheres. Then the last 3 cards are just the 3 triple tactical talents. This is for @Jabaro. Jabaro, what the fuck? Stop trying to play Ice Dragon's Prison in this deck. Just stop it. Like, this card is so good when you go first. Like, this card is actually just so good when you go first. Because here's the thing with triple tactical talents, is your opponent is going to side, like, an asinine number of hand traps against you in order for you to play, and, like, or for them to play. And so a lot of people need, like, 2 hand traps to stop Dragon Link from comboing. So after you get hand trapped the first time, if you have this card in your hand, you can just look at their hand and, like, you rip them for 1. And so now you know for sure that you're probably not getting hand trapped again. But beyond that too is you can kind of change how you play, because, like, most hand traps make you go -1, right? So, like, you have 4 cards in your hand, your opponent trip attacks you, and you're now down to 3 cards in your hand. I can now, like, have the option to go for Levianeer instead of, like, tidying as I normally would, and then I shuffle your hand. So now you have 2 cards, and I'm gonna end on, like, 1 to 2 negates plus a Spheres if I do that. Like, Triptax is just so good. Like, when you draw this card, you pretty much are FTKing. I understand that, like, the thought behind, like, why you would rather play something like Ice Dragon's Prison is, like, if they don't hand trap you, then Ice Dragon's Prison is better because you can still use it if you don't get hand trapped. But, like, that doesn't matter. That's tangential, because at that point, like, if you didn't get hand trapped, you full comboed anyway. And a lot of the time, I'm leaving Pisty on the field, because, like, a lot of the time my end board would be, like, Spheres, Striker, Pisty, Hot Red, Savage, set tidying, 2 in hand. So, like, the Ice Dragon's Prison wouldn't do anything there because you have Pisty on the field. So, like, not a fan. Like, just play this card. Also, this card's, like, decent to, like, top deck if you get into a grind game. Like, you can top deck this card, they use, like, an effect, and you're like, cool, talents, draw 2. And that's the other thing, is you can change, like, what you want to do with it. Like, if your hand sucks and you get hand trapped, cool, draw 2 cards. Now my hand doesn't suck. So that was the deck. It did pretty well. Let's go over, just briefly, let's just go over the actual matches. And we'll give the little tournament report, guys. All right, let's put this here. Do I like Saryuya? I like Saryuya, but it's not good. That is my answer. Saryuya isn't good, but I do enjoy it. Saryuya really only, like... How do I want to, like, respond to Saryuya? Saryuya is one of those cards that, like, when you summon it, you win, but, like, if you can summon Saryuya, you had already probably won the game. Did you tell them I was right about manning hand traps? Yeah, I told them that you and Jib talked me into playing the hand traps in the main deck, and instead of playing MST in the main deck, and it really only came up a single time. There was only one instance where it mattered, but when it mattered, it probably won us the match. Because, like, if we didn't have Droll, we 100% fucking lost that game. Like, his hand was insane. He had World Legacy, Chaos Space, Seifert, Ravine. He, like, literally everything that you could possibly fucking want. Nocto. Like, his hand, like, hard lost to Droll. So because we had the Droll, we just won. Like, it was that simple. So if Droll was something else, we would have lost. So I can't afford triple tactical talents, and the side was a good replacement card, even though I know the answer is none. I mean, no, there's, like, definitely cards that you can, like, side instead. Let me think. I mean, I guess you could play, like, the Ice Dragon's Prison, but, like, Ice Dragon's Prison is expensive, so, like, that doesn't really help you. Like, you can play stuff like Anti-Spell and Imperial Order. Like, really, you just want anything that just, like, is good going first. These could even just be hand traps, and you just, like, side these in. Because, really, these just replace your Dark Rulers when you go first. So, yeah, that was the deck. Let's just go over the tournament report real quick, like we said. So, the first round, we play against Blue Eyes. I lost the dice roll, so I wasn't feeling too good about myself. What do you think about Alpha? Zooking Alpha? I like Zooking Alpha a lot, but my problem with Zooking Alpha is it's not as good as I thought it was initially. Like, the original thought was that Alpha was good against the, like, the original reason why, like, people started playing it was because we thought it was good against, like, the Wyndham Macabre board, but it's not. Like, because they just discard Alistair and everything suddenly gets bigger. They can Mecha Butt to negate it, so, and then it gets banished, so it doesn't out the Winda. And, like, because Winda's so strong, like, they're not really gonna waste their Macabre until something like threatens the Mecha or the Winda. So it doesn't do a lot there. It can be good against the mirror match, but really only if the mirror match doesn't know what they're doing. Like 9 times out of 10, like, it's just kind of underwhelming, like, in the grand scheme of things. It's a lot better to just, like, have, like, it's a lot better to have something like Nibiru and just, like, Nibiru the mirror match, like, just have a high impact Nibiru or, like, something like that. And the other thing is that, also, who just followed? Bear X Bear, thank you for the follow, friend. I feel like Bear X Bear, why does that sound so familiar? Is this one of the Canadian friendos? I feel like this is one of the Canadian friendos. YugiTuber Pog. Ah. Welcome to the squad. We just finished going over our losing on the top 8 bubble once again deck profile. Hello, friend. So, and now we're just getting into the tournament report. So, we played against Blue Eyes in the first round.